Hey, Auntie E. Just wanted to congratulate you on your new position. And 3 things that I think will help a lot that you have is you're very patient. You don't freak out about stuff, and you listen, which I think will help a lot as a 6th grader. If a teacher doesn't possess that, it's just really kind of annoying to work with them. And I think you'll be a very good CEO/president. So yeah, I just wanted to say congrats. Bye.
Hello, Erin. We're so proud of you and your new adventure and all that good stuff. I wish we were there to give you a hug, and I know you're gonna do great, and you're probably the best at balancing results and relationships and all that stuff, and I just wish you all the best.
Hi, Erin. I just wanted to tell you how pleased and excited I am that you've been selected to be the next managing shareholder and president of Littler Mendelson. You've demonstrated from the day you got to this firm the qualities that will make you an excellent managing director of this firm, and I'm sure that you will lead the firm onwards and upwards over the next few years. The many, many hours, thousands I'm sure, that you've dedicated to the firm, I think are probably unparalleled. And I think that the decision by the firm is certainly the right one that everyone will applaud. It was certainly my privilege to be your partner, to practice with you, to watch you grow and excel, to watch you be a great managing shareholder for the Denver office, and now to have the opportunity at a distance to watch you be a great managing shareholder for the firm. Congratulations.
There are countless stories of Erin's guidance and leadership with people, both personally and professionally. My story is an example of both. In 2005, I left Littler to pursue a law degree and then decided to finish a grad degree in HR management. I left Colorado for good with many regrets and moved back to my hometown in Northern California, where my mom, dad, and brothers and sisters live. I took a low-level job so I could go to school full-time. And then, as you may remember, within a few years, the world was sliding off the rails into a recession. Hopes of landing even a reasonable job was bleak when everyone was just trying to hold on to their homes. In the middle of all this, Erin called. We'd kept in touch, so I thought it was a bestie phone call to catch up. Erin had transitioned to OMS for the Denver office, and as it happened, was looking for an office administrator. Of course, I was unbelievably grateful, but had to say no. The move back to Northern California had been a long-standing decision in my life, and even in the current state of affairs, I couldn't imagine leaving. As only Erin can, we talked about all the positives and realities. I rarely hear Erin talk negatives, and I said I would think about it. Erin didn't give up, called back, and we kept talking. One day, I woke up, literally, and knew it was the right decision. Difficult, but right. I packed up, moved back, and have never regretted the decision since. My work with Erin and at Littler is my dream job, and I have Erin to thank for being my friend and colleague and presenting many opportunities to me over the years. But the most fortunate outcome of my story to date is being a part of Erin's leadership and as managing director, to personally observe and support her in that success. Last, knowing Erin as I do, she will outright refuse to take any credit for my return to Littler and many successes since. So this is my chance to say it publicly, Erin. Thank you, my friend. It's been a heck of a ride so far, and the very best is yet to come.
Congratulations, Erin, on your selection for MD. It comes as no surprise to those of us who have known you for so many years, because you're just one of the most amazing people I've ever met. I remember interviewing you 20 years ago when you started, and I remember all the late nights in the office when we were associates, and it's just been amazing watching you continue to grow and become the leader you are today. So congratulations, and can't wait to see what you do during the next 8 years.
So in February 2002, I was talking to Larry Marquis, who was then the office managing shareholder of the Denver office, about moving to Littler as a shareholder. And Larry wanted me to interview with the associates before making a final decision. So he set me up first with 2 associates that I interviewed with, and my reaction after that interview was, I don't know if I want to come to work here, because these 2 associates seem to hate the firm. It just so happens that they were both gone from the firm within a year. But in any event, then I met with 2 other associates 2 weeks later. They were Josh Kirkpatrick and Erin Weber. And we sat down and had a nice discussion. And I to be honest, I can't remember now, 18 years later, almost 19 years later actually, what exactly we discussed. But the one thing I do remember is leaving the interview and saying to myself, Erin must have grown up as the youngest sister of 8 brothers. I mean, I just had this impression from the interview that she had grown up in this totally rough and tumble environment with a bunch of guys who were just pushing her around, and she had figured out how to hold her own. And what I learned after I joined Littler in 2002 is that it was exactly wrong and exactly accurate. Erin grew up just with Nikki, one sister, but she can hold her own in any situation. And over the next 19 years, I saw Erin become the office managing shareholder of our Kansas City office, then the office managing shareholder of the Denver office and the Kansas City office, and then the chair of the Shareholder Elevation Committee, and then the co-host of Littler's Executive Employer, or biggest client event of the year, and then of course managing director. And it's always impressed me that Erin is just a natural leader. People love to follow her because she just makes them feel like part of the team, and everyone's her friend, and there's absolutely nothing phony about it. So Erin, congratulations on becoming managing director. You've completely earned it. You're going to do a great job, and I'm looking forward to working with you over the next 8 years.
On behalf of all of Erin's friends and colleagues in the Denver office, I convey our congratulations and thanks. We know you are taking on an incredibly challenging position at an incredibly challenging time, but we could not possibly be more confident and comfortable knowing you are up to the task. I'm sorry. No, Josh, her husband said this all had to be good stuff. It's just not the time for me to talk about her suckering me into moving across the country with my family just so she could leave her OMS position and pursue global domination as managing director. I'm sorry. Erin, you are an amazing listener. You are an amazing consensus builder. And when necessary, you simply roll up your sleeves and get the job done. No, Phil, this is not the time that we're going to talk about reducing Denver office overhead. Erin, perhaps most important, you have an unstoppable and unwavering love for this great law firm, for its values, and for each and every person here. For all those reasons and many more, we offer you all of our support and our thanks and our good wishes in leading Littler Mendelsohn for the next 8 years. Thank you.
Congratulations to my oldest, bestest friend, Erin. This is Dana Cap from Missouri, one of Erin's oldest friends. Andy, Emma, and I want to tell you congratulations. We're so proud of you. How do I know you're going to be a great leader? Because you're dependable, you're organized, you're a hard worker, you always have been your whole life. My first memory of your great leadership abilities were back, I believe it was 1987, when we ran the snack shack at the local swimming pool. We learned a lot about leadership and organization that summer. So that was, I don't know that I knew at that point in our lives that you would be doing such great things as your promotion, but it was definitely a great start. How do I know that you're going to do great in this new role? You're so fun. Everyone loves you. You're like the hardest working person I know, and you have great follow through. So I know you'll do great things. So great job, bestie. Love you.
You know, guys, I wish I could join you, but I've got to make this video. Erin, she's a big deal now, and I just really want to do right by her. My diploma's in the picture. How about my law degree? Are we all good there? Well, Madam Managing Director and President, I'm not surprised this day has come, but full-on congratulations to you. It really comes as no surprise given your sense of self, your drive, your determination, your sense of others, and of course your leadership, which I've known since my late teenage years. When I think back to some of your leadership qualities, number one is that you're daring. Before it was even cool, you donned some rollerblades and you careened down a very steep hill on Mizzou's campus so that you and I could enjoy a tropical liqueurs together. In addition to daring, you're one of the best teammates and most collaborative people I've ever known. You made great grades, but beyond just studying hard, you showed up, whether it was flag football, basketball, volleyball, anything to help us claim that prize against the Thetas in intramurals. And even though we didn't come up with it, who's getting a video made for them now? But also, I really mean it in that you show up for people. And again, it's a leadership quality that I'm so impressed by. I want you to know that your drive is unparalleled. And I can speak to that, so can everyone else. But one of my earliest memories was our biking trip in Colorado, where you pulled men and women up mountain passes and showed that what challenges most people challenges you very little. And I know it's true with the kind of mom you are, the kind of daughter you are, the kind of friend you are, the kind of wife and sister, friend, coworker, that you give it your all. And then I'll just end by saying you are compassionate and you care. So your care and concern for people is a leadership quality that we're all very lucky to be a part of. I personally have had you there when my brother was sick and I needed legal advice, or my partner thought it was okay to kidnap our son. And I know everybody who knows you knows that you care about people and you have an amazing heart. And I know your parents are very proud, just like your friends are. And I want to wish you the biggest congratulations. And I hope you enjoy this journey tremendously. Congratulations, Erin.
I first got to witness Erin's leadership potential during our sophomore year in college when she became house manager of the Chi Omega sorority house. So this job was a difficult one, involving overseeing room picks and who got parking spaces and dealing with the problems when people were parking in the parking lot that weren't supposed to be, or blocking someone else's car in. So, this difficult job required a great combination of talent, backbone, and sense of humor. It was a thankless job in many ways and not at all well compensated. So, Erin, look how far you have come. Congratulations.
Erin, I am so proud and excited to celebrate your big accomplishment becoming managing director for Littler. They are so lucky to have you, but I have to say I'm not surprised that you're doing this amazing job, because when we first met in 1989 at the Cayo House at the University of Missouri, I could see those leadership traits just bubbling up, waiting to turn into greatness with you. And when I think of you, I think of you being a total leader that has the whole package, like you're the full enchilada of what it means to be a great leader, because you lead with your head, you lead with your hands, and most importantly, you lead with your heart. I mean, when I think about leadership from the head, you are so smart and savvy. I mean, you're the daughter of a judge and a school teacher, so how could you not be a total brain, right? But you're also a sense maker, you're a dot connector, you just are able to give the full context and be really considered before you make a decision, and that is to be commended. With your hands, no job is too small or not important enough for Erin Weber to be taking care of it. I mean, back in the 90s when we were living in the Cayo House, you would be the person that would be fixing the copier right before you were studying for a big exam. You'd be the person where, as house manager, Barb would like come in at 7 o'clock and tell you, Erin, cars are parked in the fire lane overnight. And you'd have to like spring out of bed and figure out whose cars they were. I mean, you just are the kind of person that can, make things happen and get stuff done. But most importantly, and probably the thing that is the most special about you from a leadership perspective, is that you lead with your heart. And that is really, I think, the thing that distinguishes you from many other leaders that I've had a chance to work with, both personally and professionally. You bring real emotional intelligence to every situation that you find yourself in. You make people feel special, you make them feel understood, you make them feel listened to, and that is a really, really important skill that I wish we had more of in our world, but we definitely need it now for our country, for our planet, and certainly for our corporations. So I am very excited to see you using that total leadership package that you have, the head, the hands, and most importantly, the heart in this role. I'm so excited for you. I love you. I'm proud of you. I can't wait to celebrate with you and we can get together in person. Congrats, my friend. You earned it. Tear 'em up.
I can tell you that Erin Weber has been a leader since birth. And I met her in about 1980, I'd say. Her little sister Nikki was my BFF, and so she was my big sister too. And it was clear from early on that any situation Erin was in, she was going to take charge and do what we would call today identify opportunities for improvement, and then ultimately leave things profoundly better and just way cooler than how she found them. So when I learned that she would be managing director at Littler Mendelsohn, not even a little bit surprised. Not even a little bit. So Erin, I love you and I'm super proud of you. And I just want to say a huge congratulations as you start this new chapter in your professional life. Take care. No, you don't understand. Like, Erin could just sit and eat a bowl of cereal and be the raddest chick in the room. I have no idea how, but it was true.
Hey, it is a great day to be a shareholder at Littler Mendelsohn. Hey, Erin, it's Kim. It is the afternoon of January 15th, and I am as enthusiastic as I could ever dream or hope to be coming out of a shareholder retreat, much less a virtual shareholder retreat. Today, my friend, my admired colleague, took the helm of Littler Mendelsohn PC, and it is a fantastic day for Littler Mendelsohn and all the shareholders here at the firm. I promise you, it's not just me. My IMs, my Jabber, my email, we're all blowing up with what a wonderful day this is to have you here at the helm. Thank you for agreeing to do this. Thank you for taking it on during such an incredibly difficult time. I am inspired, like so many, and motivated to join you in your efforts to make this the best firm in the world. I'm confident we can do this, and thrilled, just thrilled that you're in the job. Brian asked if we'd share some thoughts about like how we first connected with you, experience with you, meeting you, and it's funny because I actually think that you don't know that I stalked you. I'm going to tell that story real quick. So you and I had lots of sort of similar circles and kind of never really had paths that directly crossed one another. We were at college at the same time and mutual friends and worked for your dad, but we never really connected until I came to Littler. However, that is not because I did not study your moves very closely. When you were expanding into Kansas City and kind of bringing Littler into Missouri, we were at the same time working as local counsel for mostly Minneapolis and Chicago for those offices, matters in St. Louis. And I was intrigued with what you were doing, admired it very much, kept an eye on it. Actually, at one point, remember pulling up cases in Kansas City to see how many you were on. And I even went to Thompson Coburn, this little labor and employment associate working in white collar crime, and made a case for how I should be allowed to open a satellite office in Kansas City, following in the footprints of the esteemed Erin Weber. I was rejected. They made it very clear to me that we had carved up the world, was shook, and I wasn't going to Kansas City anytime soon because that was their territory. But so imagine though how thrilling it was for me to get asked to join Littler and be part of its inaugural St. Louis office after everything that my careful study of you had taught me about the firm. And imagine how sweet it was that you were on the recruiting team that helped bring me over. So, little known story that I unsuccessfully tried to steal your identity before we were ever even friends. Now you are one of my dearest friends. I love you so much. I'm so proud of you and excited for the future here at the firm because of you.
Hello, my name's Cullen. When I was thinking about this, I couldn't help but really take my mind to the ski slopes. And for me, it didn't take long to see how her positive, energetic personality can really elevate those around her into pushing their own boundaries and bettering themselves. And so I'm sure she brings that and more to the workplace. So congratulations, Erin. This is a huge accomplishment, and I am very proud of you.
Congratulations. Not only are you the first woman and the youngest MD Littler has ever had, you are going to be the greatest. No pressure, but you've already got the tools to do it, and I'm going to describe just a few of those. First of all, you're open and committed to learning, as evidenced by our Memphis anti-racist, etc. experience together these last 9 months or so. It's been an honor to learn alongside you and to try to match your level of commitment to being better in that space. You are a great team player and a delegator, and you're a utility player. I think about how you and Brian make such a great team as parents to Grayson, as evidenced by he's a really, really incredible kid. And also, we are so grateful for the aunt and uncle that you are and the influence that you have in the lives of Ian and Cullen and Tyler and Brennan. Thank you. You are incredibly flexible. You accept and adjust to circumstances just about better than anyone that I know. I remember in 2004, we came to Denver to help you move from one house to the next, and none of us were in a great period in our life. And we went to breakfast, and you in your flexible, positive way sort of looked across the table and said, "Have you called Joe?" And the rest of my career thus far is pretty much history. You were committed. Your work ethic is unmatched. Yes, it was modeled for you and for me by Granddad and by Dad, but you really own an incredible work ethic. And I fondly remember nights, many nights upon end in Holston Hall, you studying for law school, me studying for undergrad, and thank goodness that I did, because I got really good undergrad grades. And frankly, my test scores, my GRE scores were not that great. I don't think I would have gotten into my PhD program without those grades. So thank you for that. You're committed. You are also a great communicator. You communicate with humor and clarity and compassion. Perhaps no better example than Mom's funeral, and how you inspired our creative process to deliver presentation that I think was worthy of her life and that she would have really enjoyed. And I can only imagine how incredibly proud she would be of you right now. You are responsible. You take on problems and you go and make plans to solve them. From getting sorority sisters out of hot water to organizing the employer every year and inspiring your law firm for years on end, you know that you can do hard things. You take other people with you, and you just get them done. You're a motivator. You really do motivate and inspire other people. You see the strengths, the unique strengths that people have, and then you inspire people to go further and do more than they really ever thought they could have. I personally remember back in Poplar Bluff, I think it was one of my very first 800-meter runs. I didn't know what I was doing. And you simply said, stay with the pack and then beat them in the end. And that was my race strategy for the rest of my running career. And you know how many doors that opened for me. So thank you. You're committed and you're a motivator. You also are positive. You find the good and the humor in every person and every situation. One of the most inspiring experiences of my life was when you organized our team Try for the Cure with Mom and you and me in Denver, in Colorado. And never mind that Mom's leg was broken, you went and found a swim angel who literally put Mom on her back and got her through that transition. And we finished the race and had some pretty sweet memories. So maybe you actually came by that positivity pretty honestly. You're trustworthy. You have high emotional intelligence, high integrity, you're open, you're honest, you follow through. And in fact, on this auspicious occasion, because you are so trustworthy, I am going to yield our 41-year standoff and submit that I probably did draw that purple face on your bedroom wall, but only am I submitting because you are so trustworthy. So in all seriousness, congratulations. You are so ready to rock this role. I'll repeat advice that you've given me on many occasions, and that is to just go and be yourself. And that will be more than enough every single day. You are going to do great things for this firm and for her people. I can't wait to hear the stories that are told about your leadership, and I can't wait to go along with you in this journey. You're going to be amazing. I'm so proud of you. I love you.
Congratulations, Erin. What a tremendous accomplishment. Not surprising to anyone who knows you. You have such a wonderful ability to lead and to love, and I really just look forward to being in awe of who you are forever.
Erin, Kat here. I am so excited for you in this new role that you are about to embark on as managing director of our firm. I say that as not only a dear colleague, but as a close personal friend and really a sister. As you know, you are my sister. You are the sister that I never had and the sister that I never even knew I wanted until about 5 or 6 years ago when we started getting really close. Erin, I've always known that you had great leadership skills. I did. But I will tell you that your very keen leadership abilities became so clear to me by 2017, when you may recall that I tried to tender my resignation to you from that year's Executive Employers General Session, for which I was supposed to be a panelist. It's all in the rearview mirror now, so I'm going to speak very plainly when I remind you that, frankly, Erin, you know that you had me in the middle of a gang of, well, right-leaning zealots. That's a nice way of putting it. To share my views on a topic related to diversity and inclusion. And after 2 weeks of sheer madness in attempting to deal with them, and notwithstanding your incredible negotiation and skills and in terms of working with all of them, listen, my patience had finally expired. So I didn't want to deal with them anymore. I had other panels that I needed to deal with. So presumably I said to myself, I'm going to make my friend's life easier and I'm going to bow out of this panel. So I wrote you an email and you promptly wrote back. You promptly wrote back, and I can still see the email now. It came back in all caps. You said, "No, Kat, I do not accept your resignation. Your contributions," you said in that email, "were central, and that you would have me on that panel." And I thought, has this woman lost her ever-loving mind? She's refusing my resignation? Are you kidding me? And, you made me realize, or you certainly tried to explain, that I needed to be front and center before those 1,000 clients of ours, and that with me on board, we would rock the discussion. Your words. Long story short, and for the benefit of whoever else is listening to this or seeing this, I stayed on the panel, and under your leadership, we rocked it, just like you said we would. Why am I sharing this? Because these are the types of stories, Erin, about you and your style of leadership that really underscore former First Lady Rosalind Carter's remark when she said, and I quote here, "While a leader takes people where they want to go, a great leader takes people where they don't necessarily want to go, but ought to be." I needed to be there, and that became crystal clear to me later on. So this is just one of your many unique leadership skills that you possess, my friend. Just one. I thank you. I totally love you, dude. And with you as managing director of our firm, guess what? We are going to continue to rock it.
Thank you for arranging this Zoom meeting to talk about Erin's early experiences, demonstrations of leadership. There is an event that sticks out in my mind forever. We were at the farm and talking about preparing for Granddad's signature birthday. I'm not sure if it was 70, 75, but it was going to be a big event. And I wanted to have one of those giant cakes baked. You know, one of the 3-tier cakes. It looks like a Capitol dome. And Peggy was there, and you were there, and Erin was there. And Peggy really wanted to bake her sheet cake. Her sheet cake was always the signature part of the meal, and I was pretty insistent that this was it's a different occasion, needed to be celebrated in a proper way. And Erin became agitated. And I'm not talking now about just a mild discussion about what kind of cake should be prepared for Granddad's birthday. She was right in my face, and she was saying, and this wasn't a women's rights argument or anything of that nature. She's saying, Granddad loves her cakes. She wants to bake a cake for this event. He doesn't want a giant 3-tier cake. He wants a cake built with love and all the things that Peggy puts into her demonstrated love for her father-in-law. And it was profound. I mean, it was. She was right after it. It wasn't a gentle nudge. She was making sure I got the message that I was on the wrong track. And I'll always respect her for that and for so many other things. Erin's greatest characteristic is her lack of selfishness. She is the most unselfish person. She always looks for what's good for someone else. She shies away from any attention for herself. And that is a leadership model that everyone should follow, because it is taking away from your own personality to build up someone else. That's been her mantra forever. And on this special occasion, when we're all so very proud of her accomplishment, she's going to be having very important, substantial responsibilities for a great law firm. And we're just all so proud of you, Erin, and thank you for your leadership all of your life. You've been a model, and I salute you.
Good morning, Erin. Brian here. I've been asked to make a video by someone for you, relaying my thoughts as to your leadership, or when I first noticed it. That's easy. And a lower level, when you started at Sugar Thompson and Kilroy in 2000, 2001, I think it was late 2000. Anyhow, you came in and you were the leader amongst associates and law clerks and file clerks and paralegals and secretaries. You brought excitement to the firm. People wanted to come to work, etc. People followed you. What's Erin doing? How can we make this firm better? And then you quit, and all hell broke loose. It went back to the way it was. So, on a small level, we saw that there. Everybody wanted to follow Erin Weber. Then, on a larger scale, I believe you showed leadership when you quit Sugar Thompson and Kilroy. Nobody at that firm, attorney-wise, working on a certain person's cases, would even think of going into that person and saying, I quit, this is enough, I'm done. And you did that. And when you left, people realized that person is not going to sit still and just let stuff happen and get through their life and retire and go off into the sunset. So to me, that took courage, and it's a quality of leadership that I think is overlooked at times. Courage is key in making decisions that won't make other people happy. Courage is something that allows you to step higher and higher and higher on that ladder in life. And courage is something that other people see and want to follow and want to be more like you. So yes, I think the first time I saw leadership above a small level was when you left Sugar Thompson and Kilroy. Pissed me off. But good for you. Finally, I want to say, obviously I'm reading from something, that I am so proud of you. And to know you is such an amazing thing. An honor, really. To see how you work with people and for people, and you bring people together. And now, to lead a company of this size, with this big of a global reach, is something you have worked hard for. You were not handed this position, and you deserve this. And I know in 8 years, Littler will be better off than it is now by like a lot. We know that. And that is because after those 8 years, you can say, or we can say, it was because Erin was the leader of that firm. She took that firm to bigger heights. That's not the right phrase, but you get it. To higher heights. And like I like to say, nobody overperforms, I don't believe. They perform to the highest level that they can. And you perform at a really, really high level. To me, overperforming says, they're not capable of much, but once in a while they could overperform. Well, that's not true, at least when it comes to you. I love you, and I'm so proud of you. Congratulations, Erin. Kick ass.
Congratulations, Mom. You are now the big brain boss lady. I'm very proud of you. I'm very proud of you. I know you've worked very hard to do this, and it's paying off. I'm very proud. I remember you told me a story. Well, Dad told me this story about how G Mama would go to the bathroom, but as she was going to the bathroom, she would vacuum, and then on her way back from the bathroom, she would dust everything. And I feel like you're the same way with everything you do. You just want to make everything extra perfect, and you want everything to be perfect, and it turns out perfect because you work so hard for that. You're very passionate about everything you do, and I'm very proud that you can do this. And get 16 votes out of 19. That's pretty good. I know that you work so late every night, and I'm I wish I could do that. I do not wish I could do that. You worked so hard for our family and to do all these things for us, and now you're big brain boss lady, and you can go to the Netherlands whenever you want to. That's cool. You've worked so hard up to this point, and I'm just very proud of you. And I want to say thank you for everything you've done for our family and everything that you're gonna do in these next 8 years. And I will be going to the Netherlands with you and everywhere. So yeah, congrats, Mom. I love you, and thank you so much for everything.